guys, welcome back to PitStopAdventures. Today we're going to start with our first review of a barbecue joint, and it was the Pit Stop in Concord, North Carolina. But before we start with and talk about the barbecue that we ate and what we think about the place, we wanted to kind of preface this review for all the other reviews and say that it's really hard to talk about other people's barbecue. We don't really want to come off as negative. It's a barbecue, all the barbecue community out there. We don't want to make anybody mad or do anything crazy. So the way we're doing this is we're kind of going in very inconspicuous, incognito, as like normal customers. We're ordering the same thing pretty much at every place so we can get a good judge on it. And we don't really want them to know we're there, and we don't really want them to know we're reviewers or anything like that yet. Like later on, when we start giving out awards and doing the things that we want to do with this channel, we will start to get to know people, and we'll become a pillar of the barbecue community, hopefully. But right now, we just don't want to draw any attention to ourselves or take them. We want everybody to give us, their food and a normal day in the life of their restaurant. So we don't want to do anything special for us. We're paying for everything. We're not having anybody give us anything. We want this totally to be down the middle, fair. So that's kind of how we're going about it. And
so overall, when we walk in, we just really want to give you a review of what the restaurant is like. When you walk in, how does it look? How does it feel? The atmosphere. And of course, I'm going to talk about the decorations and all the cuteness part of it. And then we can get into the food. But again, not critics by any means. We just really, truly appreciate barbecue and all the different flavors that can be brought into it.
So our first place we visited was the Smoke Pit in Concord, North Carolina. And we're trying to stay close to home on this to start with. We're from the Charlotte area, so we're trying to stay close to Charlotte, and then we're going to branch out and go other places. It'll probably be a little hodgepodge of jumping here and jumping there because we got some trips coming up to visit family and stuff. But the stuff that I found on the website and looked up about the Smoke Pit is they've been around since 2014, and they have 4 locations, and they're fixing to increase to 6. It's definitely a place we've ate at numerous times. We've always enjoyed it. So the owner was actually actually owns the stock market next door, which is like a meat market and a little grocery store. And there's several people that own it. And that guy was in the NASCAR business for a long time and retired. And it seems like a lot of the restaurants around here, because of the big draw for NASCAR, a lot of them were previously involved in NASCAR. But the chef there is actually, his name is Joey Graham. And one of the things that we do ask everybody is what kind of wood do they use. And they said that they use hickory there. But we bought a 3 meat plate. We got brisket. We got pulled pork, which is kind of the staple of North Carolina and kind of why we started doing this. We really want to, let everybody in on the secret of North Carolina barbecue. It's not really a secret. People know about North Carolina barbecue, but there's not a lot of people out there that critique North Carolina barbecue like they do in Texas with Texas Monthly. So that's really what we're going for, is the sauce and the pulled pork, but we also wanted to test the brisket while we're there, and we also did ribs as well. And then we did 2 sides and sweet tea at each location as well. So we'll kind of go through and talk about that.
So overall, when we first walk in, it was very busy. Like every table was taken up. That's always a good sign when you walk into a barbecue place. You walk up, you place your order, and then you sit down and it's brought to you. I'll talk about the sides first because I like the different types of sides, and then I'll let Alex get into the meat side. So we did get the smoked pork barbecue beans, and they were so uniquely different. They had almost like a relish mixed into them with some peppers. You can taste the barbecue into it and see the pork. To me, they were extremely tasty. I really like those. What did you think?
Yeah, I like the beans a lot, and actually it's really gonna make me think about actually incorporating bell pepper into our beans now, because it was like it was a really good flavor that it added to the beans. So I'm definitely gonna change my recipe. I'll probably still keep my old recipe too, but definitely have a new bell pepper bean recipe, because it really was good. And they just had a really nice smoke flavor, and the bell pepper really stuck out in the beans. So I thought they were really done well.
Really good. The next one was a deviled egg potato salad, which is a unique twist to a potato salad, and you could definitely taste the dill. It wasn't overpowering, but it was just enough to really tell that it was just a little bit different. I thought it was quite good. I'm used to Southern potato salad, so it was nice to have a different twist on it.
And I don't think it really strayed away from the Southern potato salad. It just had the dill play in it, which was really, it actually added a really good flavor to potato salad. I mean, most of the time everybody's used to having mayonnaise, mustard, potatoes, and some eggs and some relish in there, which is the staple of most Southern potato salads, no matter where you are in the South. But the dill kind of added an extra layer of complexity. It really was pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll go into the brisket.
So, lights out. Their brisket is amazing. They've always been one of the places around here that I would go to for brisket. Never had a bad brisket there. It's very juicy and has a very good peppery taste, like you really want in a Texas brisket. It's definitely the go-to place around here for brisket. So their brisket is definitely highly recommended.
Had a good smoke flavor too. Like you could actually taste the hickory in it. I thought it was extremely tender, great flavor. You could eat it without having to put any sauce on it, which to me is how brisket should be done.
Yeah, it's always done really well there, and it's always really good. You can taste the seasoning when you get to the edges, but you can also taste the meat when you get to the less fatty, more meat part. The juice was great. The bend was great, and it was just a really good brisket. Now their pulled pork leaves a little bit to be desired. Their sauce that they put on there has a really good like sweet undertone, and is very smoky. But their pulled pork is just okay. Like it's kind of in the middle. It's not bad. It's good. The sauce on it was good. The flavor was good. But it's just not that next level pulled pork that you expect from North Carolina barbecue when you go out for it.
Yeah, it was just nothing to write home about. It was good. You could put the sauce on it. It was nice and it was tender. So it just was kind of underwhelming a little bit would be the best way I can put that. Now we did get the ribs. We don't normally get ribs because it's just not one of the things we get, but we thought it'd be a good comparison because we make, not bragging, some really good ribs at home. So we have a good base to compare it on. But the ribs to me were tough. But it was a full rib. What do you call the full rib?
So it was the full spare rib. It wasn't like a baby back rib where it's going to be more tender. It was a full spare rib, and you always got the bone and you got a little bit of gristle and stuff in the middle. And we kind of took that into consideration. We bit different places, and it just seemed like that day when they were cooking the ribs, they might have pulled them off a little bit too early, and they weren't quite done enough. They had a lot of chew in them. You really had to pull to get it off the bone. It could have been a bad cut of meat too. Sometimes you get a really fatty gristle on a cut of meat, and it's not really their fault. It's the first time I've had their ribs there, so I'll have them there again and see. But I really like spare ribs. I'm more of a baby back guy though, but when I do spare ribs, I like the St. Louis. You cut that extra piece of the spare rib off to get rid of all that gristle and stuff. They did have really good flavor to them, and the sweet glaze sauce on them was really good. it was just a little disappointing when you go to bite into a rib. You kind of, you think of competition. You want it to pull a little bit, but you want it to come off easy. And you want to be able to clean the bone. And these, you just were not able to clean the bone. There was a lot of meat and gristle and fat left on the bone. And it was probably just a run-of-the-mill average rib.
Yep.
Is what I would say. Now, some of the other highlights that we had from there, the cornbread was really, really good, and it had the right amount of sweet and kind of the right amount of everything in it. They kind of finished it with a honey on top, which was really nice. It was a really good tasting cornbread. Now, one thing, we took our daughter with us, and of course, most kids are picky. She does like barbecue a little bit, but she had a grilled cheese, which she said was amazing. But their fries were just super on
really
point.
good.
I mean, you talk about some really, really good fries, but they were awesome. So that's a really, really good side that they've got going for them. And they use, most barbecue joints around here, I've noticed, use the black tea when they make their sweet tea. And their sweet tea was really, really good. It wasn't super sweet where you gotta like cut it with half and half tea, which I did anyway after trying it. Just because I don't like a lot of sugar right now. But their sweet tea, it was on point too. So it paired really, really, really well with the barbecue. And I think all in all, Smoke Pit is probably one of our favorite places around here. I think they might have just been having an off day with the ribs.
Yeah.
Their brisket's always killer, and I think their pulled pork might just have been a bad day for them. I have had their pulled pork there before. It was better, but it's not like one of these top North Carolina places that you're gonna find in a lot of the places that we review where we're like, man, that's some killer pork. But I think all in all, Smoke Pit's a great place. It's worth the trip to Concord. They've got a couple different locations. They're opening one in Mooresville. They've got one in Charlotte. I think they're opening another one in Charlotte as well. It's a great place to visit. I used to work in Salisbury, and I used to go to the one there quite a bit. We've gone to the one in Concord quite a bit just because it's next to the meat market, and we like to go in there, and they have really good deals in there. So all in all, it's a really great place to go eat barbecue. It's really family friendly. Everybody's really nice in there. And if you really, really are looking for a good brisket outside of Texas and find yourself in North Carolina near the Charlotte area, they're probably the one that I would think of right now until we try more places that would be my go-to brisket place.
Absolutely agree. All right, so that's our thoughts on the Smoke Pit. Definitely a go-to.
Yeah, and we are keeping score on these as we go. We do have a scoring system. I don't really want to share the scores out with everybody. We're going to kind of try to review maybe 150 places before we put out our, I don't want to say top 50 because I don't want to copy Texas Monthly, but our top however many we pick joints in North Carolina, we're actually probably going to hand out some awards, maybe print out some awards, or maybe make a cool pit stop award for maybe like the top 5 and give those out, and try to do interviews with the owners and present them with that and do something really cool. But we are keeping score on the back end, so we know how everybody did. But definitely check out the Smoke Pit if you're in Concord. It's where they have the Coca-Cola 600 every year. The racetrack is there. They have another race in the fall. A lot of people go there. It's one of the big places for people go buy a lot of. There's big camper places there. So if you're ever out that way, check it out. Really awesome place. Check out the meat market too. You won't be disappointed. They have lots of great deals, especially if you're planning on doing a cookout or something. All right. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate it.
Well, that was some seriously amazing barbecue, y'all. But now that we're done with that, I want to take you to a little walk downtown Concord. And I'd like to do this for each video. If y'all like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. I'm open to feedback. But just some fun Jeopardy challenge stuff to put in your back pocket. Fun fact, did you know Concord was founded in 1796? And did you know the name actually means harmony? It was chosen to help peaceful resolution spread throughout the land when settlers had disputes over land. And downtown, as you can see in these photos, has buildings that date back as the early 1900s, including high society hotspot, the Hotel Concord, built in 1926, amazingly preserved and kept up. Now, one place I definitely want to come back to because I have not visited this every time we go to Concord is the Cabarrus Arts Council. It has a beautiful back set with the fountain, and it is right next to the historic courthouse. And it supports dozens and dozens of local artists and offers a rotating gallery exhibit. So that is definitely up my alley. Other items I want you to check out, of course, is the Union Street shopping mall here. Tons of restaurants, tons of shopping. The whole area has amazing places for you to stop and see. But the one thing I wanted to talk about is I always find some good coffee no matter where I go. And I love it even better if it's local coffee, is the Press and Porter. This place was super cute, loved the vibe, so laid back and cozy, and got a little bit of that industrial urban feel to it. But the coffee was really good, even though I didn't get coffee, it smelled amazing, but I did get tea. I got the spicy chai latte, got a little kick to it, but I needed that to really kick off my day. Well, guys, I really, really hope you enjoyed this video and watch all the way to the end. Give us some like, give us some love, give us some support so we can keep this growing and let us know what you think should be in our next barbecue video. Love you guys. See you next time.